Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, Pisceans, let's go ahead and take a look at whatever the frequency shift may be. I feel like actually, it's settling down for me a little bit, but I have had like the weirdest, like, just bizarre, disconnected vibe lately, like tired and fatigued and blurry and slow, sluggish brain and everything. And yet we've had all the solar flares and just kind of I feel like it's time for a big energy shift. Now I'm thinking of it in a positive way, but I also think anytime things get recalibrated, I always feel like, you know, gosh, if you think about it, almost anything that gets recalibrated, you got to run it a little bit first before things click in, right? So we're taking a look at what the energy shift may be. And I will say, I had my internet off for like 8 hours. I had to do big resets today, so like everything electronic has been funky too, at least on my end, in my world. So definitely, I feel like that's kind of an exciting time to talk about energy shifts. So, what is it for Pisces? We have an Eight of Swords to the Tower, hell yeah, and the Nine of Swords sideways. Pisces is being liberated. The cage, the walls are breaking down. Pisces could be in such a damn good mood today. They could want to sing loud, people could notice, like, oh my God, what got into you? I'm picturing somebody just like belting out their song because we have a bird that was in a cage, but now it's free. I feel like Pisces could be just in the holiday spirit, just feeling super positive, like something just broke free in me. And it's maybe if Pisces has been sitting in the unhappy chair for a while, and somebody could literally have had a chair that was uncomfortable. You know how sometimes that can throw off your whole hip or your low back if you don't realize your chair is broken down. The same way, like wearing shoes that are broken down will jack up your knee, and you have no idea why you have knee pain. Look at your shoes, put them up on a flat surface and squat down and look and see, is there a wear pattern on one side or the other? Put your fingers inside, feel, is there a wear pattern? Is there something going on, that like you're the Leaning Tower of Pisa without knowing it, and it's like traveling all the way up your body. By the way, these are just ideas that are spouting off in my brain right now. Please remember, I'm a fictional storyteller. I'm not trying to give people advice on what's anything real in their lives. This is for our character, our fictional character, right? But I feel like something's been like off kilter, and it starts with either a broken down chair that's weird and sideways, or pushing somebody's back in a weird way, or a spring that's sprung loose. And it feels like that discomfort, like something has been uncomfortable. I keep picturing like, a Tower of Pisa, only it's in a good way. Not that we want the Tower of Pisa to fall, but in a good way, something that was like crooked and unstable has actually been uncomfortable for Pisces, and it's finally they're seeing it. They're chucking out old worn down shoes, they're getting rid of a bad chair, they're changing something. It's like, oh my God, I feel so supported and I feel like everything's aligned now. I don't know how else to say that, but those are the images in my mind. Okay, so the sense of freedom, the sense of well-being, the sense of alignment is coming back. Three of Wands, and now we have our character moving forward with confidence. We have Pisces sailing forward. We have Pisces in this energy of like, all is right with my world. Things are making sense for me again. I know which direction I'm going. Maybe it's because they ended a karmic cycle. This could be Pisces had this huge realization. Somebody was my karmic, not my happily ever after. Six of Pentacles, King of Wands. They are free from a massive heartbreak. This is the culmination of the year of the snake. You notice that we have two cobras, all kind of coiled up, crisscrossed necks. I think somebody that Pisces couldn't get on the like a good page with, but also had trouble letting go of, because they kept saying, but why did I meet this person? Why did I meet this person? This person represented the chair with the broken spring in it that was broken down, that was throwing everything off. And it was that they were representational of Pisces was done with a certain pattern of their life, and they were about to move on from a certain pattern. This could be, if Pisces really thinks about it, they might recognize that somebody in their past had very similar traits that were things that made them feel sad or triggered them, that had shown up in their life from people previous as well. Like, let's say an abandonment issue from childhood. And then Pisces winds up with a person who, a lover who it never feels stable. It never feels like Pisces can rely on them. So it's like, oh, I went for what was familiar, but it was also the pattern that I most didn't want to repeat. And yet I found it again because that was familiar, but I didn't really see that that was like the exact same thing that I don't like. I brought back into my world. And then I was trying to figure out, how come I always feel off kilter? What is it? And it's like, this person came into Pisces' life to help identify the pattern that Pisces doesn't even want. And now that they've done that, it's like, oh my God, I'm so ready for somebody who gives me everything that I actually do want. So this was the most useful, most amazing experience, because it identified, I was sitting in a broken down chair, and that's why it was always off kilter. It was that I wanted to break the pattern. That's why I was drawn to somebody who would help me highlight that. They were of great utility to me. And undoubtedly, Pisces helped this person shed an old skin of theirs as well. I mean, these two, they helped each other. Karmics get a bad rap for being like, oh, they're bad, they're this, they're that. Really, they could be so helpful and maybe something to cherish. It's like I attracted in exactly the mirror that I needed to be able to look into to say, oh yeah, that's the thing that I didn't want. I forgot, and that highlighted it to me. Thank you. And it doesn't mean that this person is bad. It almost is like, thank God for the karmic. Thank God for the times in our lives where we get more information from an experience. You know how they always say you learn more from a mistake than from a success. That's maybe the best way I could say this. And not to say this person was a mistake. Obviously, this was a divine counterpart. And this was someone that, and Pisces probably love this person and they love Pisces out of that, or they will later, out of the sense of gratitude. Thank you for helping me to see the pattern that I needed to break free from. So we have this wonderful sense of, I'm not mad at my ex. I'm not angry at a karmic. I'm filled with gratitude because you helped me see that's why I was sitting crooked. That's the thing that I needed to change. So now I'm grounded and I'm solid. That's what I needed to get to. 6 of coins. I've always wanted someone to be able to give to me freely and open-heartedly, and I'm ready for that now. I almost think that this is a sudden realization. Like maybe Pisces is having like a real sense of, I can breathe and I can relax and I can feel, my energy just softening. And God, I feel so lucky that I've moved beyond this. Page of Swords. I keep picturing Pisces being louder today, or loud energy coming in at Pisces, but it feels joyful. It feels like, when I was walking Aries this morning, it was early and there was like some huge cluster of little birds that were in a blackberry thicket. And I couldn't see any of them, but there had to have been hundreds. It was such a cacophony of sound and it was lovely. And Aries didn't even like react. When he was a pup, he used to, like, if birds were chirping, he would stand there and he would like try to talk with them. And I don't know what this was. Either he was like, oh, it's too much gossip for me. Or he just was like, oh, they're not talking to me. So it doesn't matter. But I just remember he used to, and sometimes he'll still talk to crows, but he just didn't care about this huge group event that these birds were having. And I thought it was so funny because we couldn't see them either. But my God, we were right next to him in the bushes. And it was just so funny that certain things don't matter, no matter how loud it is. And then other things, like I said, sometimes he'll stand there and just have a whole conversation with a crow, up on a light post or something sometimes. And I always think, what is it about certain birds that you want to converse with and other birds you don't care? All I can say is that's the same thing here. Some messages, some noises are just like awesome background noise. And then there's going to be one voice or one person that really stands out to Pisces. And I'm going to say it's probably that King of Wands. That King of Wands is somebody who's going to like land like this wonderful warm fire in the middle of, a cold forest. And it's like, oh my God, I just want to run to that person and snuggle them. This is somebody who is going to be focusing on Pisces as well. This is like the universe has helped to, spit them right into Pisces world somehow, or the steps they've taken in their own life, or the way they've listened to their own heart has put them on Pisces path. With that Page of Swords, I kind of feel like they're either going to say something in a crowded space, specifically that Pisces ear is going to turn toward them. Like this could be, you get on a city bus and it's crowded, and, or a metro or something, a train or something, and it's like, some are sitting, some are standing, but there's going to be one voice that just like gets right into Pisces' head. And I think if Pisces turns, this person's going to be looking right at Pisces. I feel like they could be talking to somebody else, but their intention is directed at Pisces. And I feel like this is the way Pisces meets the person that they're drawn to. King of Cups. This person comes across as they just really want to get to know Pisces. They want to sit down and have a drink with Pisces. They want to hear Pisces' life story. Pisces comes across as, again, joyful, fun. This could be such a great day for Pisces, or just a great shift in Pisces energy. This would be our Pisces as a King of Cups. Somebody a little more bold, a little bit more joyful, easygoing. I feel like Pisces is going to be in a tremendously good mood. Wheel of Fortune. This is a perfect time. Like I said, I feel like the universe has spiraled something, intended to come into Pisces' life, and vice versa. We've got kind of a chapters of a book of life is a little frayed, a little tattered, but it's turning pages now. I think Pisces just recognized that an ex, it's like they can say, thank you, darling. Thank you to my ex. They weren't a villain. They were a cycle that I learned so much from. And it's a cycle I'll never have to repeat. And I know they learned from me too. And thank you for that. Most useful chapter of my life has, wrapped up. And God, I feel amazing. I feel like I just graduated, and I feel like I'm ready for something different. And now that I'm attuned to what it is I really want, which is something generous, something loving, somebody warm, I feel like there's not even a beat before. I keep thinking, because this is red and green on these two cards, it's like by Christmas, which is only 14 days away or something. What am I saying? 14, 10 days away? I don't know how many days away right now. I can't even think what day Christmas is. I'm sorry. No, 14. Anyway, I'm sorry, you guys. I have my Advent calendars, and I'm still like so off right now. Excuse me. This feels like it's Christmas, not New Year. We have something very exciting on the horizon. And it is the chapter of life that Pisces is truly ready for. Pisces could be seeing little symbols around them as well before they meet this person. And it could be things that are like, holiday-esque colors and decor, because I keep feeling like they're going to meet this person at a more public outdoor setting. There could be like TVs, movies, books, things like that. Like almost feels like they're going to meet this person shopping or something. This could be an individual who's like working, setting up a display. This could be an outdoor like holiday event in front of a store or something. They could be helping this. He, by the way, and I'm going to just say he, even though please bear in mind, I don't actually read for genders, but the person that Pisces is just about to meet, and this does feel very soon, they could be very skilled. They could be good at working with their hands. They could be somebody who's got like a lot of talent in construction, things like that. And they also seem like somebody who's very connected to, like, they're not afraid of anything earth related. So creatures, we got big old fatty lizards up there. They're probably the kind of person who's like, they'll protect Pisces if Pisces like scared of a lizard in the house. This is the person who'd be like, oh, it's just a little lizard, pick it up, scoop it up, put it outside. I could see this person just being like, look, it's just an earth creature. Like, we're all just earth creatures. I just feel like they got this really nice, warm I feel like this is somebody who's particularly nice to animals and like talks to them like they have their own little spirits. I know it's a weird side note, but I think that could be very appealing to our Pisces because they were with somebody fairly cold before because we had those two cobras and snakes and might have never felt quite safe. I think that this safety net, the way this person talks to like animals, the way they're like kind to living things and treat everything like they have their own personalities, I'm wondering if that is going to make Pisces particularly feel like, wow, this is a safe zone. This person is so warm, whereas once before I knew somebody so cold, somebody that I never quite trusted would ever have my back. And now I see this person who, I mean, little animals can trust this person. They talk, they emote, they have warmth inside of them and they show it and they shine it. I'm thinking that this is exactly what Pisces needed, but I'm going to say this, that warmth that Pisces has maybe always wanted and needed, I don't know if they could have gotten to this point of having this King of Wands in their life without having gone through that karmic previously. Because I think you notice how we have this the hourglass, and that to me represents more like our life's work. I think Pisces had an experience in their life that had always made them feel like I can't really let my guard down. Some lack of security that was around them, maybe from like childhood or something. And this is them finally saying, oh my God, the karmic represented that cycle, and I'm finally done with the cycle. And now I move into a completely new cycle where I've chosen how I want my life to be different. I want it to be warm and secure and safe. And I want to know that I can expect someone to give to me and I don't have to doubt that they're going to. And I know that they'll be there for me. I think this is Pisces changing some big, huge life experience and what they were accustomed to, so that now they have a much better life that they can be accustomed to, and a much more secure partnership, and just knowing that somebody is really warm. That feels like the bottom line here. You know what? I love this for our Pisces, and they certainly deserve that kind of support around them. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Sending you lots of love. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Really appreciate you guys. Bye.